Invincible is hilarious, but only when you put your mind inside the shoes of the villain. Here's an example. Think that you're Conquest. You're the second strongest Viltrumite besides your superior, Drag. You're also over 1,000 years old, and with Viltrumites, you get stronger over time. Now, you end up having to go on this mission, which is to kill this practically bug to you. Because they are half human and half Viltrumite, and plus, they're only 20 years old. Hell, less than 20 years old. So, you are way superior to them in every way. So you head off to Earth, and then you find that a ton of Invincibles are just wreaking the planet, but you know, none of these guys are the real Invincible. You know that for a fact. Because Anissa, your co-worker, told you that he's 100% going to be resisting. Like, he's not joining the Viltrumite Empire. Now, good thing about this, you get a free show. You're able to just watch this, and you think it'll be pretty funny once you show up. Mark's going to be super sad to see you, because he kind of just indirectly murdered a bunch of people. So, you think it'll be funny, you get some free laughs. It's whatever. Now, it's finally over, so you search the planet real quick, find Mark, and you're like, stand ready for my arrival, worm. Now, he says this isn't a good time, but you take a little bit of offense to that, because you just love fighting, you love murdering. But he also says that he is good with running the ones with you, so you both start fighting a little. You're not going all out, because you don't want to kill somebody off so quickly, and plus, to you, this man is a bug. He's gonna get squashed so easily. Now, you guys keep fighting for a good second. Nothing much really happening until Mark hits you kind of hard and keeps comboing you into the atmosphere. Now, you literally start blowing him a heart with your blood and then popping it. Like, Mark realizes, yeah, you're pretty much a psycho, but he can't realize that until you charge straight at him and absolutely dog him. Then you guys keep running the ones until a literal bug shows up. Now, he hits you once, but since he is part literal bug and Viltrumite, you pretty much just smoke him inside one hit. He's out of commission. And Mark is telling him, stay away. It is not worth it, lowbrow. Now, you keep running the ones until a good while later, the bug comes back. Now, you get a little bit angry because he just won't stay. Like, you ain't trying to fight two of them. You know that you'll win, but, like, this is our fight, dude. Just stay away. So, you end up hitting him, then trying to pull him apart, but Mark steps in. But this doesn't really matter. You've already gotten through a lot of him. Like, his vertebrae is probably snapped by now. So who really cares? Old ass guy just appears, takes him away. You have zero idea who this guy is, but he's weak and he just kind of disappears into thin air, so who cares? Now, I think we're gonna swap perspectives to Cecil for a second, just so we can explain what's happening inside his perspective. Now, you're Cecil Stedman. You're a leader of the GDA. Now, a little bit ago, another Viltrumite named Anissa showed up and just kind of beat up Mark and said, yeah, you better start training or accept the Empire, or else we're going to send in, like, a Viltrumite that's 10 times stronger. So you put Invincible on a training plan, 7 days a week, 24 hours. So the 10 times worse, hopefully Mark might be able to defend against it by just a little bit. Now, it's kind of working. You've gotten Mark up by 129%, but not nearly enough to defeat somebody that's stronger than Anissa, because Mark could probably beat Anissa, but there's a chance that he also can't. So that means Mark will have to practically pray when the 10 times worse comes. And also, since you brought back some villains like Darkwing II and this one dude that can make Reaniman, which are super powerful, Mark starts trying to run the ones with you, when you just made him a ton bit stronger. But this also means you're practically cooked when 10 times worse comes. 10 times worse being Conquest. Now, as you thought, Conquest shows up and he starts just running the ones with everybody. Then Oliver shows up and gets completely beaten. Now, the first time he isn't beaten enough for you to show up and save him. But the second time, you realize Debbie is going to be so pissed off if you let Oliver die. So you end up getting Oliver and then dipping because you do not want to be in the middle of this fight. And while you were gone for that at least like 2 minutes, turns out Adam Eve has woken up and she is really wanting to run the ones with Conquest. You know Conquest is insanely strong, but also knowing Mark probably cannot beat Conquest by himself. So you end up letting Adam Eve go run the ones. Now, let's go back to Conquest. You and Mark have been fighting for a good second now. You practically demolished the city and are now fighting inside kind of a desert landscape. Then you see a red-haired woman just roll up and just tries to start running the ones with you. So you just break Mark's leg, put him on the ground for a good second, and go focus on this new person that's showed up. Now, you aren't stupid, so you realize this is probably Mark's girlfriend. So you want to end up just beating her a ton up. Now, turns out she can fight a little, but it takes out a lot of stamina. Like, she makes it so the air around you becomes really dense so you can't fly, but that takes out a ton of energy on her. Same with her making some armor for herself, and that was kind of her two only, like, powerful moves against you. So you can just end up breaking all her freaking pink walls or whatever, breaking her leg, and then putting your hand through her. You are pretty sure that she is fully dead. Like, she is not coming back from that. Now, Mark finally gets up and kind of just ignores you, which you kind of hate for a second, until you realize this man has went up to Eve, and you've now, at this point, 100% realized that she is Mark's girlfriend. And then Mark starts coping with her, being like, you're gonna be okay. So, you just watch this and just yap to him. Tell her that freaking her blood is delicious or whatever. Then Mark looks at you looking like he's about to murder you, which you know he can't do, like, at all. He's way too weak to even be thinking he can do that. But he says that he can see the future and that you aren't living to see tomorrow. Now, you end up getting like the tiniest bit of fear out of this, but still, you know, this man is practically a bug. It doesn't matter what he says. He is human, so you know, like, he might get like a Zenkai boost or something with this, but it doesn't really matter with you, since you're literal miles stronger than this man. Anyways, then you both try and punch each other, and Mark ends up actually getting through your mechanical hand, which, I mean, that sucks, but he also lost his hand, so it doesn't really matter. But somehow, this man just starts whooping you. Like, you are getting fully whooped, until for some reason, he just looks away. He kind of just hands you the bag, so you end up swatting him away for a second so you can catch your breath. Now, since he's distracted, you just start whooping him like the rest of the fight was going. Now, you're actually kind of trying right now. I don't think you're going fully all out, but you're trying, even though you know that you're going to win this. So, you end up pushing him down and then going up to his ear, and you start talking about how lonely you are. Like, how none of the other Viltrumites are your friend because they all fear you. You don't even get a real name. And your purpose is literally just to destroy. Even though sometimes you really don't want to destroy. Like, yeah, you still find it fun, but, like, you wish you were doing other things, like, because that's what people only see inside you. Just a murder machine. Now, you are a murder machine. Like, you fully love to murder, and how you're a victim of your own success, which is murdering. Anyways, out the corner of your eye, you see something which is pink. It is a literal floating atom with somebody inside of it. Then you realize Adam Eve's body is gone. So you realize she's getting like a Zenkai boost or something. She's going like gear second or something. And she's coming back to life. So you get a little happy. You can beat her up again and again. Because you assume this probably isn't a one-off deal. She'll probably come back if you kill her again. So you kind of can just kill her infinite times. Then mid-thought, you end up getting literally half your skin just ripped off, just obliterated off inside kind of a flash of light. Now, when you get up, you are fully pissed off. Like, you are so pissed off right now because you just got goddamn soloed. Well, I mean, your skin got soloed. But you're hella pissed off, so you're like, alright, I'm gonna murder that bitch first, then I'll murder Mark, then I'll murder that bitch like 5 more times. But then Mark gets you on the ground, and he's kind of pinning you down, punching you with his only good arm. But then you realize you've broken one of his legs, and his other hand is broken because he punched your gauntlet and destroyed that. So he has one limb left, which is he has 2 limbs left, which is his leg and arm. So you realize if you just destroy his arm, he's done. Like, he has 0 way of killing you. And at this point, with your handicap of not having like half your skin, you realize you low-key might die. Like, there's a good shot. So you take this risk. You end up literally crushing his hand. So basically, Mark should lose right here. He does not have any limbs left besides one leg, which, what is he gonna get on top of Conquest and just start hitting him with his leg? He could just do the same thing. So what Mark does is start headbutting you. He just starts literal headbutting you because that's the only way he could win. But you are done. Like, you realize this is probably the end for you. There isn't really any way you can get out of this. But you think you are a Viltrumite. Maybe, like, you'll somehow live because you're incredibly strong. Like, you have an incredibly strong regeneration. But while you're being headbutted, Mark starts asking you questions if you're still having fun. And you're like, meh, this was kind of fun. Now, you're decommissioned. Like, you're practically out of the fight. You can't, like, do anything. You're dead. Like, you're fully dead. Now, let's cut back to Cecil. Cecil finally re-shows up since Conquest is fully dead. He grabs the body because that shouldn't be out on the streets. And who knows, maybe you could turn it into, like, a reanimate or something. But that actually isn't your plan. Your plan is to bring him back to life, which you can do, I guess, and lock him inside a 400-ton tungsten cube. Now, you for some reason think this is enough. Like, he can't break through 400 tons of tungsten. But Mark was literally lifting that in the start of the season, so after a while, spoiler alert, he breaks out. Like, he's like, did Mark fucking keep me alive? What a dumbass. And then you just end up dipping back to HQ. And that's where I'm going to end off the video. So, I will see you inside the next one. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more like this, then you have to hit the subscribe button, or at least like the video, so I know that people like this content. Anyways, I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.